There we go. I don't really need to look at Twitch per se. Okay. Now, let me turn this on, and then we can get this party started. Alright, guys, as I'm working on the drawing here, I'm going to have you guys watch some reaction videos with me. Just to keep people too occupied with what I'm drawing. So, this video is from... Who was the creator? Okay, it's from Maury, for those who probably know who he is. It says, David just ended his career. His whole life is over. Because we all know what happened with him. So, he had a dead body in the back of his car. Apparently, I think it was his ex-girlfriend or something. So, we're going to figure that out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so singer David is pretty much cooked. Now, you guys remember about a week ago that they found a body, a apparently dismembered body in the back of this man's car, a Tesla specifically, that was registered to the singer David. Well, recently, according to TMZ and many other news sources, they say decomposed body and Tesla has now been identified. Authorities have now ID'd the body in the car, and a mother tells TMZ it's her missing daughter, who's been missing since last year, evidently. And the person in the back of that car, in the back of that Tesla, has now been identified as Celeste Rivas, 15, ID'd as dismembered teen found in David's Tesla, as mom reveals she had a boyfriend named David. So yeah, this man is pretty much cooked, and I've seen all the evidence. Like, he's fried. His career is done. He's probably gonna go to prison for the rest of his life unless he starts snitching on people. I don't know if he hired somebody to kill her, take her out, cut her body up, and wrap it up in plastic. But whatever the case may be, this is definitely gonna be a RICO case because evidently he's been on tour for a while now. So logically, I'm just gonna assume that he paid somebody to kill this girl because, and these are just rumors, and this is the girl on the right hand side and this is David on the left. Apparently he got her pregnant and she didn't want to get rid of the baby, and he knew if he was caught, his life would be over, his career would be done. He would be charged with statutory rape, most likely CP
What's up,
charges
bro?
if he has content or footage of his sexual interactions with her. Allegedly and shockingly, they met on Discord when she was 12 and he was around like 17.
What the hell? Bro, what? Dude. Bro, why would you do this? Never do anything with children. What is wrong with you? Thank you for the live. Thank you for the rose. I appreciate it. Thank you with it. I appreciate it. Thank you for the rose. I appreciate it very much. Why would you do this? That's crazy. What are you drawing? I'm doing an animation study as I'm doing reactions on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. As I work, listening to this horrific crime that's happened by David himself, the singer from the, I guess it was from, I didn't watch the latest season of Invincible. I guess it was at the end credits of the show when it comes to the end of the season 3. So yeah. That's crazy.
3 or 4 years ago, and things escalated from there on then. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on all notifications, not personalized. Make sure you select all notifications so YouTube doesn't control when and where you see my content. It's very important that you make sure you select all, so as soon as I drop, you can immediately get that notification. That said though, let's get into this. Now, oh boy, there is so much to go over. I just don't even know where to start. But luckily, this lovely person on Twitter posted a thread of all the evidence there is on David so far. And one of the major points of evidence so far is the fact that this man had a tattoo that said shh tatted on the inner portion of his middle finger.
Yeah, he wildin'. This is crazy. You know what? Hold on.
Like,
hold on, guys. I got an idea. Hold on. I'm gonna switch it to the thing so people on Instagram can hear it too. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to mute myself. Hopefully you guys can hear me just fine. I like your stuff. Let me see.
Like one similar to that of the dead 15-year-old found in his towed Tesla. And here I found an image in the thread of the 15-year-old girl's finger with a tattoo that says David, with the caption that says, just in case you can't read, clearly an indicator that they were in a relationship. Unless there's another David out there who she may have been in a relationship with, which I highly doubt. So now let's look over all the evidence. So to begin, here we have some Discord messages from 2024. Allegedly, they say some from 2024, some from 2022. Celeste being being referred to as David's girlfriend. And here in these screenshots, it says from a moderator in the Discord, they say he has a girlfriend. Billy said pretty sure he's dating right now. And I don't know who these people are. I'm just going to assume they're random server members. Somebody else responded back by saying, what? Kylie says, yeah, her name is Celeste. And mind you, this is a moderator icon. I used to have my own Discord server, but shut it down for obvious reasons. Those people are, I'm sorry, Discorders tend to be kind of weird. But this moderator here,
I said the same thing, bro. Like, I still don't know why I have a Discord. Like, I don't like Discord. Not the people in my Discord. I just don't like the whole app. I really don't like the app because it's just a bunch of, it feels like a lot. It's like, Discord feels like a lot
Drawing
of doors just to do one
why
thing.
not says lol nice VTube modal.
So it is what it is. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's just like, what frustrates me with Discord, it feels like there's several doors just to do the same and one thing. It's kind of like with Microsoft with the Xbox like interface. It just feels like I can go to several different places in the same way by going either the long way or a shorter way of just going through the one thing. So that's annoying after a while.
said her name is Celeste. Here we have a post from David. He added everyone. I don't know if you guys know this or not. For those of you unfamiliar with Discord, you can basically at or send a notification to all the members in the server that's saying, at everyone, I'm in a song crisis right now. Then somebody, for some reason, responded back by saying, drop the song, with the missing girl Celeste Rivas Hernandez. So clearly whoever this person is, Panzalo, had some information last year in August about this missing girl Celeste. And here, as we can see, is the Discord profile, Celeste1294. And she was evidently a member of David's Discord server. Somebody said,
oh shit.
Here, she added him, and then she replied saying, hi, David Bark. So I don't know if they really knew each other.
Siri underscore bot said Siri underscore bot is here. Shiribo arrived.
And catch the date.
Bot Rick's official said be a support hero today. By using
her current
commands
age
like
right now is 15,
support.
so she would have been 12/13 here, depending on the month of her birth. I'm hearing reports that this psycho, David released a video for Romantic Homicide, which apparently is his most popular song of all time, on September 7th, which is
Cherry
the
blossom
birthday
emoji
of the
BISCOCHO
15-year-old girl Celeste Rivas.
Cherry
So she
blossom
was born
emoji
on September
said long
7th,
nice
and this was
VTube model.
posted on October 22nd.
Cherry blossom
so given the
emoji
timeline here, and this is crazy, she would have literally
Cherry blossom
a month
emoji
prior been
said model.
12 years old. She just turned
Cherry
13
blossom
here.
emoji
Here we have another post saying original Reddit post
BISCOCHO
from
Cherry
before the
blossom
girl's name
emoji
was released.
just follow.
Somebody on Reddit, some
Jane
random
McGray said
Redditor
hello.
said, this guy's a weirdo. A close friend's little sister from the IE ran away last year, and this is who she was with. We think her sister was pimping her out. She was in 7th grade at the time.
Hello, Jay. What's going on?
Place in the hills. I'm terrified. That's who is in the car. Nobody has heard from her in months. I won't release names as she's still a minor, but she was from Lake Elsinore. Then here we obviously have some photo of Celeste, who would have been around 13 or 14
Jane
here,
McGray said
with
just
David,
lying down.
who would have been around 18, 19 here.
I got you, I
On
got
FaceTime
you.
with somebody at 3:51 a.m.
You can hear the video, right?
David, don't let me sleep. Here we have some other screenshots of Celeste and her boyfriend David on
Comey
the
the
bottom.
Goldfish
Here's another
said
post
hi.
from somebody on Reddit saying, this guy is a pedo.
Hello.
I
What's
heard
up,
my
Goldfish?
sister,
Ray
who
said,
is
yes,
now
I
in 9th
can.
grade, told me that he
Let me
was
know if
a
it's too loud.
navigator. Let's call her C, obviously for Celeste. And she would go on trips with him to LA. They're all in 9th grade now, and it turns out C's friends knew, and he would pay them to keep their mouth shut. C has been missing for over a month now.
Jane
and
McGray
no
said
one
it's a
knows
good
her
volume.
whereabouts.
Okay, good.
Something
Thank you.
strange going on. And here, as you can see, is another photo of Celeste, December 12th, 2023, circled in red with David right here. And also, as for that photo of David paying people who knew Celeste was in a relationship with him off, here is that photo right here. The poster said, brother,
Comey the
it's a
Goldfish
literal
said, no,
pic
the
of him
volume
paying
is
off
okay.
kids that knew the victim. This was the pic bro showed me. I'm not.
Am I too low?
I mean, he's cooked. It's over. GG. And all I gotta say is, bro, like, I obviously, I don't understand the mindset, bro. Like, you're rich, you're famous, you have so much bread and influence, you could get any college baddie you want
Jane
in the
McGray
world.
said,
Why
no,
are
you're
you
good.
in a relationship with a literal 13, 14, 15-year-old?
This is crazy, guys. This is crazy. Bro, you have fame and fortune. He said it. You have fame and fortune. Why would you do this? Why would you subject yourself onto this little girl, bro? She's a little girl, bro. She's 12.
Comey the Goldfish said, no, you're not allowed.
Like, she's 12, dude. Leave her alone, bro. You could have had any other girl. Why did you pick a kid? I don't know what is with celebrities and like some like YouTube influencers. Once they finally make it and make some money and they get fame and fortune, they just totally start fucking with kids.
David's situation is insane.
Why is that a thing? Has no one not learned? Don't do shit with kids. Leave kids alone. Leave them a fucking alone. They're kids. They're gonna be impressionable as shit. Yeah, I know they're gonna be like your fans or whatever, but leave them alone. Like if you like, okay, say for instance, someone a 12-year-old said, "Hey, I like your drawings. They're really cool." And stuff like that. I was like, "Oh, thanks. I hope you my drawings give you more inspiration to draw or whatever. I appreciate it." Can I join your Discord? No, I don't think it's right for you to join the Discord. It's only age appropriate. You have to be 21 and older. I wouldn't really recommend you being over there. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm trying to be respectful, but please don't go over there. It's not for kids. I think there's a way to verify ages on Discord now, but I don't remember. I think there's a way. My mods brought it up to me, but we didn't have implemented it yet, so we'll have to do that very soon. I think we're gonna do it on the 22nd, because since the swimsuit summer event is near done, we have only got like what 2 or 3 days left. But like Jesus Christ, I don't understand why these people once they their age, once they even tell you your age, like right now, I have them not mention their age in the chat because it breaks policy and rules and guidelines because it's personal information. But these kids are quick to tell you their age so fast, which is weird because like when I was growing up, when you had like a MySpace, a Facebook, anything of the sort that was on the internet within like 2005 all the way to like 2011, shit, most kids will keep that shit on lock, right? For those who know wasn't growing up as a millennial, you know what I'm talking about. If you had like strict parents or parents who were really not like into the internet but not really sure about it and watched like Dateline NBC with like Chris Hansen, most kids will keep their mouth shut that they even had a Facebook or a case may be. You kids today, you kids are quick to drop your whole situation in the chat. It is the weirdest shit I ever experienced. Like kids will come in here, watch what I'm doing, ask questions, blah, blah, blah. And then once they're like off the subject of what art is, they start bringing up their personal everything. They want to know about if you have a Roblox, you have an Xbox, do you on this or you're on that? This is my handle. What is your handle? This is how I have my age. Bro, stop. Don't do that. Especially in the public chat. There are weirdos on this shit. Stop. Right? Don't do that. I know it's not all kids, please. Not all Gen Zs. I'm not saying all. So just don't. I'm not attacking y'all or Gen Alphas. But there's a good portion of y'all who keeps doing this shit. It is weird as fuck. And then this is why shit like this happens to these young girls or young boys. They'll be super young, super impressionable, run into someone who they really like, who is not famous yet, and then they'll give their information and try to link up with them, and then when things go left, things like this happen. No, bro. No. I don't know what's wrong with these e-celebrities or these just regular celebrities. I don't know what's their problem. Stop fucking with children. Leave them alone. They're impressionable, yes, but leave them alone. Leave kids alone. It's not that hard. That shit's crazy.
Everyone.
Like, bro was literally out here caught in 4K, posted up paying a fat ass 14-year-old to not snitch on him. Meanwhile, he's a literal millionaire. You see this kid in the back with a skateboard, like, bro, this shit is embarrassing. It's weird as fuck, and I just don't get it. And then you have some Google Maps nerds out here who literally found that specific location. They said this is the corner of Laguna Ave and Riverside Drive, Lake Elsinore, California, where Celeste is specifically from. They say same parking lines, including blue
Mike has said in high
spot, so it's GG's, bro. Like, he's cooked. Also, if my video is ever played in court, feel free to use it. Just make sure you credit me. The channel name is Mori, M-O-R-I on YouTube. But it gets even deeper. Here, this post says, messages from the victim. Her and David had sex. I'm unsure when messages were sent, so I cannot say how old she was. But if we go off the timeline, she's between 13 and 15. This is great. Here you
Jesus Christ.
Somebody messaging her, I think a friend, saying, I'm just gonna check up on you. Celeste said, I don't want to talk to anyone. The friend said, that's it. She said, said, okay, yes, of course. Friend said, but you have to swear you're gonna stay safe. Are you still gonna talk to David or go back with him? Because I don't want you to get into any more trouble with him. Celeste said, I'm safe. No, I'm not. Friend said, okay, I love you. I'll text you in about a week. Don't delete Insta. Celeste said, love you too, and I won't. Friend then said, I made it. Don't know what she's talking about. Celeste said, it can bleed and not bleed during sex because you probably did it when you were younger. So
Oh my
she's probably
God.
talking about losing her virginity. Celeste said, I didn't because I wasn't horny. Friend said, you said you bled. What? Celeste said, I thought I did, but I just got my period. I only bled with David. Honestly, this conversation's a bit weird for me reading this, but
This is weird, bro. This is weird.
Celeste then said, W, guess I was just drunk and did it because he got mad at me the first time for not having sex with him. So not only on top of him being in a intimate sexual relationship with a minor, but he was also out here coercing her, damn near almost forcing her to be intimate with him. Yeah, this man is beyond this moment.
Yeah, I know. I get it. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, you have to like, I understand they're young and you're the adult. I get that. But some of these kids have to realize there are weirdos out there. You have to have some form of brain combination that's going on and say, you know what? This is a little weird. Maybe I shouldn't do this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know this man. He's a lot older than I am. Like, they're not like a few years older. There's a gap. He was 17, she was 12. Bro, that's a gap. That's a 4-year gap. No, that's a 5-year gap. I think 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's 5-year gap. That's a gap, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God.
C, the song apparently about Celeste by David, Romantic Homicide, posted on her birthday, September 7th, 2022. As we can see, she was born on September 7th, 2010. And in another unreleased record by the name of Celeste. Yeah, the song was literally named Celeste. Unreleased though. And some of the lyrics in the song say, oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest, smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice
What
each
the
time
fuck?
I take a breath. I'm obsessed. Oh Celeste. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how this man is gonna fight his court case when there's so much overwhelming evidence. It just, bruh. And,
It's over. It's over. There's nothing. There's nothing.
The goldfish said, "I love
There's nothing. There's nothing he could do. The only way he's getting out of
you." The
this.
goldfish said B.
The only way he's getting out of this is ending his life subscription. That's one. Or two, gets Diddy's lawyer or something. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You are screwed. You are fucked. You are so fucked.
Jana Gray said, I just don't get how so many celebrities decide to get with kids.
I don't get it either. It's
The
weird.
goldfish said, my man mess up bad.
It's weird. And bro had a good song going for him. He had a career of him. He was finally being seen. It's that meme with the guy saying, dude, you finally made it. All that hard work, sweat, and tears. Now you can take care of your family. You're making the money now. You can get yourself out of whatever neighborhood you're in. What do you have to say? Bro's like, man, I tell you, I really like kids. He's like, is this motherfucker serious? He's like, are you serious right now? Like, come on, bro. Oh my God, dude. Like, you can't, like, geez, you can't.
Jana Gray said, loudly crying face emoji, loudly crying face emoji.
So he says, I love you so much. He's talking about Celeste. Here's the part where he's talking about her and the tattoo right here.
Bro made a video and everything, knowing what her age was, bro. He didn't make it anonymous at all. He put her name. He sang to her. He described. Like, what? You are not running. I'm going to tell you something, people, and I hope most of you take this as literal gospel. Just because they're a celebrity, just because they're popular, just because they're well-known doesn't mean they're playing with a full deck. That means either they're mentally ill, they're very not smart, or they're insane, or all combination of the three. Whether it's an e-celebrity, like on YouTube or TikTok, or someone who's ancillary from Hollywood, who's like a movie star, action star, movie star, or a singer, or even a sports individual. These five things.
Said, nah, this man must be high at the time. Skull emoji.
Whether he's using
Vice
drugs
said,
or whatever case may be.
We have the chat log. Your car at the scene while also being the crime scene.
Bro, I'm telling you, just because they have money and fame and fortune doesn't mean they're smart. That does not indicate that they have anything going for them in smarts. They either got really lucky or they specialize in one particular thing that doesn't take a lot of brain power, or if it does, just in a particular way where their brain works in a particular way for them to do that particular thing, like writing music, making words work, understanding sound. You know what I'm saying? It's like me, for instance. I draw a lot of art. I'm really good at it, but I'm not good at calculus. You know what I'm saying? I can't do calculus, but I can make a face look nice. You know what I'm saying? Just because they specialize in one thing doesn't mean the other thing they're going to be good at. You know what I'm saying? So just because they have fame, fortune, money, and all that stuff doesn't mean they are running with any form of smarts at all. They could have got lucky at the right time, at the right place, ran to the right musician, ran to the right producer. You know, like Justin Bieber, for instance, he ran into the right person at the right time, even though they ended up kind of fucking up him in the long run. But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's coming. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here it is, right here. He says, "Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest." Crazy. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. My God, this is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna come out and say this is probably, and I'm getting a little emotional right here, but this is probably one of the craziest videos I've ever recorded in my life. Like, I've never heard a celebrity ever, not only being in a relationship with a 13-year-old, getting her pregnant, making a song about her, multiple songs, in fact, this one being unreleased about him, you know, loving her so much and being obsessed. And
how do you do this with this girl and then off her the next? That doesn't make any sense.
811 said hi.
How do you do that? Now, I'm not saying he should be in love with this girl or anything or do anything with her, but how do you make a song about this girl and then offer the next? How do you do that? That's crazy to me. And it's not like, if I can't have her, no one can. It's more like, hey, I'm having your baby. Okay,
off you. Not only that, but hid her body in his own car.
Decomposing, bro. She's not just in the car, she was decomposed. She was back there for a good while, for probably the whole year. I don't know if he was moving her around, but she was decomposed, bro. That must be horrible.
Said, yeah, that too.
Jesus Christ.
the other one, that's like his most popular song, Romantic Homicide, that said, "In the back of my mind, I killed you. I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true." And people, you know, his fans were trying to speculate and defend him by saying, "Oh, this song was released well before she even died, well before, you know, this, that, and the third." But they were literally in a full-blown relationship at the time, and there's no coincidence that he literally posted this. As you can see here,
said
3 years
mayonnaise.
ago, September 7th, 2022. I mean, it's GG's. It's literal GG's. And honestly, I just can't imagine being a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, anybody,
Cone
a
the
friend, a
Goldfish
family
said,
member,
"Well, this man
and
is
now just
insane."
finding out that not only did she go missing, right? Because they couldn't find her.
This is why this is a mix of lack of cognition on the girl's side. This is a blame on parents who are not watching their kids and being on tabs on them. This is David's fault for not being a responsible adult, or at least a responsible older teenager who knows better than she does. It's a mix of things that's happening here. I mainly blame the parents to a degree because, remember, for her to be on Discord, the parents are paying the internet for her to have it. It's shit like this is why
mayonnaise is just egg jelly.
it's shit like this where the government has to step in and then put stipulations on people like me and others who are creators, because shit parents are not watching their children. She was 12. She's not like a big, like, 16, 17, 18-year-old who's trying to figure herself out. She's 12. Probably even 11 at that point. But like 11, 12, 13, so on and so forth. That she had not only access to this man on the internet, but she had access to him physically. Getting paid by this man not to say anything. I don't know if he paid her in like direct dollars. I'm pretty sure probably in PayPal or probably direct dollars somehow, because they're physically near each other. So either they lived very close, per se, or he drove like a few hours just to see her. So this proves that a lack of parenting is where this is coming from. Now, I'm not saying that the parents, well, the parents should feel bad that they lost their daughter. I understand that.
Said, but seriously, why didn't she get stranger danger from the bra?
Because he's famous. He's good looking. Remember, what happens to most women in these situations is, well, not all women, but a good, especially impressionable young girls, when they are dealing with men who are much older than them, they feel validated to a degree. Because they look at the little boys as their age as stupid. But when they look at men much older than they are by a certain amount of gap, they see themselves as being mature. They see themselves as more adult than they should, because they feel like they're more mature. A lot of girls say, I'm much mature for my age. When people tell me that, when a kid says that shit, I don't believe you at all. Even if you are not like rowdy and stupid and stuff, I don't care. When you say that, I don't trust you. Like that. Actually, you shouldn't trust kids at all when they say anything like that, or try to hang out with you when they're a certain age and you're a certain age. No, fuck that. It gives me like ninth grader energy, freshman like energy. Fuck that. No, I don't give a fuck if you are some age. You listen to opera and you watch, like, I don't know, Oprah Winfrey or some stupid shit.
Yeah, you're right on that. I
don't trust it at all. As throughout my psychology work, based on when I went to college, nah. Fuck that. It's a mix of things. Like, so a lot of girls, like, not on purpose, but they feel validated by men who are much older than them, especially if the men have something going for them, like a music career, or they're a football star, or something that's bigger than life, right? So when she feels that he's not only attractive, face, body, whatever case may be, and he has something going for him, and he has like talent and stuff, they're gonna stick around to a degree, especially if they feel like he's really worth a damn, or he thinks he's something special amongst the boys that she deals with. Then again, she's 12, so how many boys does she really know? But then again, it's like, so we know that one girl who, or at least know a girl that messes with men much older than they should be. Whether he was in high school, probably in late middle school, you know what I'm talking about. We know that. We know someone or some girl who is dealing with men who are much older than them. And when I say older, I'm not talking about like 10 years, like 5, 4, 6 years older. It could be much better than that, but it depends, right? So this is one of these situations where
Bright Roclos says, unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, see, Brian even said it. So, like, we know a girl like this somewhere down the line. Or even, I don't know about boys per se, because I don't think boys make that very apparent. But like, well, no. I think boys do the same thing, but it's more unbelievable than it is believable. So like, if a young boy says, I got with Miss Summers last summer, or last fall, last fall, and he's like 15 and she's like 25 or like 29 or some shit like that, most dudes will be like, no you didn't, fuck you, you didn't do shit. Right? But what girls, when they say, if she's 15 and she got with, her name's Celeste, she got with David, and he's like 17 or like even 18, 19, say he's 21, and she's like 13, girls might either believe her or they may not. But most likely they might believe her, because most women are under the impression that most men, no matter how old they are or how young they are, they want to get with them somewhere down the line. I think this is more of a Western thing. Like, it's more of like a arrogance type thing. Like, tell me a girl who doesn't think they're pretty. Because if you don't think they're pretty and you call them ugly, they instantly say, oh, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's where that comes. Whether she's 12 all the way to, like, 29, 30, 40. Fuck, bitches who are 60 don't think they're bad looking if they dress in the night designer clothes and tight clothing. You know what I'm saying? That it is what it is. So these kids are so exposed to like adult themes and stuff that it's almost apparent. Look at TikTok. Most kids are more exposed to the internet and what to give by the age of like 10, most cases, because there's just so much that they can just find through the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? And this is why the age verification thing is happening.
Said, but she was old enough to know what's right and wrong.
Yeah, but then again, this is a kid. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the same as saying they're mature. I don't take kids as mature. Like, even if she knows what's right or wrong, most kids are they're most likely not going to pick the right way. Just because they have, what they call it, main character energy, where they think it's not going to happen to them. So even if they know, like, stealing a car is wrong, but they're doing it, they're not going to get caught. Especially if they're doing it with their friends. They're not going to get caught.
Said, visit Artextric's Ko-fi page at.
So that's how it works.
Devin Dosum said it's art guy speaking head emoji.
Hey Devin, what's going on, bro?
Emoji.
But like, yeah, it's like that. Everyone has that. It's not going to happen to me. This happened to my cousin. He was doing stuff with his manager or something, and I told this bro, don't like, he was doing stuff with his female manager, and I told him, bro, I understand you both are around the same age and stuff, but that's your manager, and you don't want shit to go left. I suggest you stop that now. Bro's like, bro, it's alright, nothing's gonna happen. Bro got motherfucker pregnant.
Devin Dose mask, you switched to VTubing.
So it is what it is. You switch. I always been VTubing. You just don't stay long enough for me to do VTubing.
Bright Folklore said tough.
So it is what it is. You don't listen. And remember, this is an individual who was like 19 or 20. They're both in their 20s. So you don't listen. So imagine someone who's 12 who has not really gone through anything. Imagine a 12-year-old who has not been through anything, not much going on in their lives, so they don't think nothing bad is going to happen. It's just their parents speaking, or it's just you're just being a unk for saying such things. It's not going to happen. How many YNs say bad things won't happen to them, and they end up being 6 foot underground, being a t-shirt? You know what I'm saying? Like, most of them, if most YNs know that they're going to die and the way they're doing things, they wouldn't do it. Especially if it's given like like, it's one thing they only stop if they happen to their friend, or they get really emboldened because it happened to their friend. It's one of those two things. That's what's happening here. It's that main character energy type nonsense.
Comey the goldfish said, yeah, true.
So sadly, as much as she might have the cognitive function to know this is wrong, just because she don't think it's going to happen, because everyone watch movies, so they think they're the main character of their situation, so therefore it's not going to happen to them. And then when it happens to them, they're like, oh, it's too late. So it is what it is.
Yeah, but she was this whole time with some multimillionaire singer by the name of David, who was out here, doing things he shouldn't have been doing with her at 13, 14, and 15. Ultimately, she gets pregnant. She doesn't want to get rid of the baby because
oh yeah, and remember, I forgot to mention the emotional aspect, because remember, when young people engage in these type of acts, they see it as a form of love. They don't understand what love is. They just know the physical aspects of it, but they don't know the emotional attachments, the long-term, the longevity of that, the respect, the trust, all that stuff, the logic towards it. Once it starts defying logic, they have to make a story to themselves that this is normal, this is okay, when they know it's not. They know it's not, but because they're in it and they don't want to just leave because it's addictive, it's exciting, it's different. Like, it's like when some women read those romance novels, right? They all put themselves in the situation of the female who's being focused on in said love romance, whether it's one of those what they call it, those brutal romances where it's like technically grape to a degree, but because it's described as the individual being handsome and good looking, he's not an assaulter. He's just showing his most highest affection towards X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking, those book talk types things. So it's one of those situations. So
Ryu the Samurai said dark romance.
yeah, dark romance. That's
Mike
what it is.
said dark romance novels.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you guys. It's a dark romance. So like it's like this. It's only considered
Masks abusive relationships.
Yeah, abusive relationships in those. It's abusive relationship, but because the dude is handsome and he's like edgy in a way that they like, he's not an abuser or he's not a assaulter. He's just misunderstood. I can fix him type nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Because it's exciting. He gives her excitement. There's danger alluring all the time. You never know what's gonna come. But if you're just like a literal like Joe Schmo and you're kind of nice and this and that third, you're not as exciting compared to like, you know, the dude who's a piece of shit. But like now this is not a nice guys and last thing, because I think that shit is done. I think what it is a psychological trigger type thing. It's a psychological thing. Based on studies. Like it's a what was it, Jordan Lee Peterson? It's called the dark triad. It's all narcissistic characteristics that women are attracted to that makes things exciting, which is actually really bad.
Comey the goldfish said, "Damn, then kid must be delusional."
Yes, it's a form of delusion. This is why when kids say about, you know, I don't want to get into this, but like the whole like gender thing and all that stuff, I don't take it too seriously because you're a kid, you're impressionable, right? You might believe it to a degree, but then again, when you get older, this is why they say it's best not to do reassignment surgery till they're 18, because by the time you leave them alone, and Jordan Lee Peterson said this, if you leave them alone, they say 90% of them are usually just gay, most cases. They're not really, you know, transgender or whatever case may be. They're usually just 90% of them are just gay when they turn out. If you leave them be, if they feel like they are at like say 9, 10 and all the way to like 18, their emotional aspects tends to regulate themselves and they start realizing, oh, I'm not really trans, I'm actually just gay. You know what I'm saying? That it is what it is. Studies show this. But like because of the push, I think the reason the push is so pushed is because the pharmaceuticals companies, and it's easy to make someone a long-term patient than give them a one-term problem, one-term fix. And it's money, it's a money-making thing. But I'm not gonna get into that. That's not the point of that. The point is that this kid was impressionable. She had a delusion that she was the one. That's why she wanted his baby. This is why she didn't even want to try to get rid of it, because as soon as she said she was pregnant and he said, let's get rid of it, she probably instantly said no. And that's where the problem came in. Because it's a token.
Samurai said basically keeping you in the system.
Correct. So like it's like a token to their whole relationship, because once that's taken away, like a letter can be nice, a song can be nice, even the sex can be nice, but those are only fleeting at this moment. But when you bring a whole human being into it, that's something that's going to change a lot of things. So that instantly became a whole catalyst to his problem. So he had to take that out of the way, because it's eventually her stomach's going to get bigger. So he said, you know what, let me end her now before it gets too late. That's what happened, because he probably was at the time when he was doing what he was doing with her, he was getting actual some accolades, he was being seen X, Y, and Z on YouTube or whatever, Spotify, whatever platform he's on.
Said she was basically manipulated.
To a degree, yes, but then again, this is why a lot of young people should have. This is where parenting comes in, and you have to explain this to your kids that people usually outside your family don't have the best interest for you. Usually, 95% of the time.
Said, yeah, but I seriously don't know how society turned into this.
I blame the internet. Sadly, I'm on it and I work from it, but then again, I will have to be self-aware enough to say it's the internet, because I don't saying bad things wasn't happening to kids before the internet, but it's not apparent. The difference between
said, in my opinion, her parents was problem.
Yes, their parents was the problem, because remember, they're paying the internet. They're not checking what she's doing. Right? She had access to this man on Discord. She could have taken it upon herself to, you know, I mean, they should have taken it upon herself just to check up what she's doing, you know, not have her on the phone, whether at the table or not at all, or just you know, just check up on her. See what she's talking, who she's connecting with, you know what I'm saying? But this is where parents have to be more tech savvy. I'm sorry, you can't be a parent anymore and say I don't know about the internet. You fuck out of here with that. That conversation is dead. That died like 10, 15 years ago. You can't say you don't know about the internet. I don't know how the internet works. Fuck you. Majority of everything's on the internet. Your banking's on the internet. Your credit card's on the internet. Shit, your driver's license can be on the internet. Everything's on the internet now. You pay your bills through the internet. So you can't tell me you can't like learn a little Discord. And it doesn't take a lot of brains. I know this because I hate Discord myself. And I'm still learning it myself. And I don't like it. But then again, I understand how it works.
Goldfish said, or maybe they were just lazy to learn.
That's the problem. That's why people should not be parents. That is the exact reason why a lot of people should not be parents, because they're too lazy. There's too many parents who don't want to get into it because they'll feel awkward or it makes them do more work than they have to.
Said, old man.
Like, it's like that. So like it's like I said, a lot of millennials my age knows what I'm talking about. Most of the time when you kids, like from 2000, I'll say 3 all the way to like 12, most kids would not tell their parents they had an internet or they had a Discord. Not Discord. They didn't have a Facebook or had a MySpace or whatever it was at the time was the poppin' website at the time. They wouldn't do it. Because as soon as they bring up, their parents didn't know what it is, so they say, no, you can't have it. Whether you had a very strict parents or moderate parents, they'll say, nah, I don't want you on that because I've been watching Dateline NBC and there's some weirdos up there and I want you on that. Most of them will say that. So most kids will keep their mouth shut. And actually, most kids, even if they keep their mouth shut against their parents and they was talking to strangers, they'll just tell them a whole giant-ass age. Like, they wouldn't say they're 12. They'll say, I'm 25. Kids now, they'll just say, I'm 12. It's the weirdest thing. It's like reverse in itself. Because you know why kids now are more in danger than they are before? Because with the kids who are making lies like my age, like millennials, when they will lie about their age, they already knew in the back of their head that this can go left at any moment, anytime. This can get back to my parents somehow, some way, or back to school one way or another, right? But now kids are so bred that the internet is just so ingrained in our lives that it's like it's not a big deal. Because there's so much degeneracy and stupidness that is happening on the internet, they go viral, and then next thing they'll become famous. That's why you have the Catch Me Outside girl saying, how about that? Now she's a superstar / OnlyFans model / rapper. That's why you can have Lil Tay say insane shit at the age of, what, 7? 8? And now she is an OnlyFans model now. But she was famous before then, so, you know, she made like, what, $2 million in one day?
Devin Dawson said, feel bad for that bad person.
Right? So, like, it's degeneracy being normalized to the degree where when someone says something insane, and this is why you can have the people who are saying crazy things about Charlie Kirk, because there was no repercussions, or they get viral for it, or clout, or this is why just yesterday... This is why just yesterday when those anime men were making all those reaction videos on those animes that they didn't even know about or were familiar with, because they know their clout is there. So even if it goes left for them, they're getting seen. Right? It doesn't matter. It's better be infamous than being famous. It's either one of those things. You be famous or you be infamous, but you can't be not known. That's the literal currency for young people.
Comey the Goldfish said, and it actually makes me feel bad for other kids because some are really good kids and something like this could happen and they won't even have apps like Discord.
Correct. It's a sad thing. So if anyone is listening, if you're a parent at all, if you're a parent or think of becoming a parent, talk to your kids. Talk to them. I know it's going to be awkward. I know it's going to feel weird, but you have to make them safe. You have to give them a sense of safety. If you don't tell them and they just wing it, shit like this happens. There's too many parents who say, I don't tell my kids anything because, I don't know, it's weird, it's strange, it's some type of stupid ass excuse. Why did you have them if you don't want to give them the proper tools so they can navigate through life? What the fuck are you doing? I don't give a shit if you're a single mom or a co-parent dad. I don't or parents. I don't give a shit. You have to talk to your kids. Someone has to be the adult in the between the two or one. You have to tell them there are dangerous people out there. They're out to get you. They have no good, like, best interest for you. They can hurt you. They can hurt us. They can hurt people you love, your friends, your family, your classmates, whatever, your coworkers. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's too many parents who don't talk to their children because it's too awkward. And because of that, it costs them their lives. That's wild. That's wild. And you know what's wild about this? This might sound harsh to a degree, but I believe if it's shown that you're neglectful to your kids like this, you should go to jail. Straight up, I think that makes sense. If you're neglecting your kids, you should go to jail. Even if you didn't directly kill them, you indirectly kill them by not talking to them. By not letting them know about stranger danger. Because usually the stranger danger, and this is the most stupidest thing I hate when stranger danger comes up. They bring up the dude in the van or someone in the bush waiting to jump at kids or something like that. It's never someone you don't know. 90% of the time, it's someone you fucking know. Is usually an uncle, it could be an aunt, it could be even a cousin, it could be a family friend, mainly those. It could be a stepdad, it could be a stepmom, it could be a teacher, a coach. Look at what Sandusky did to those kids. He was a coach at Penn State University, and you saw the shit he was doing back, like, what was that, 7, 8 years ago? You don't hear about that anymore. I don't know if he's in prison. I'm pretty sure he's in prison. I think. At least he's on the list. I believe he's on the list. But, like, you know what I'm saying? It's usually someone you know directly in some type of circumstance. It's never someone just in the bush waiting to jump at kids. 9 times out of 10. So.
Like that, being in love with a man, then getting pregnant, and understanding that, this is probably her first. He took her virginity. She's not getting rid of the baby. I hope everybody understands that. Any woman getting pregnant, and he understood the situation, being a predator, that if she wasn't going to get rid of the baby herself, then he was going to have to find a way to get rid of her himself.
Most times allegedly, it's a close family member as well.
I'm just seeing the evidence here. The circumstantial evidence of which I'm seeing is just, it's overwhelming. It really is. And then here, as we can see, more Discord logs saying Celeste is Team David too. So I assume my house is not my home is probably about Celeste. The same girl said Celeste is the girl he showed in his stream. Then that random fan again, Ponzalo, said drop the one with the missing girl, bro. So I don't know who Ponzalo is. If you want to come forward, I'll interview you. But hey, this situation is crazy. And apparently here we have more screenshots of David and Celeste on Discord or FaceTime.
You know what?
David,
this might sound even harsh too, but the friends or anyone who knew about this should be charged as well. Anyone associated to this and knew what was going on should be charged as well. Because you indirectly got this girl killed. Because you all know this was not supposed to be happening. You all knew this. But didn't say anything because it was convenient for y'all. Fuck y'all. Don't show that you care. Because if you did, you would have said something. And this is why a lot of bad things happen in Hollywood. Even though they're not Hollywood people. I think they're like friends of each other or whatever the hell. Like, this is why things happen in Hollywood.
What Rick's official said, be a support hero today.
Hold on.
By using commands like support. Comey the goldfish asks, yeah, why didn't even her friends just try and stop her?
Let me see. Yeah, because it's convenient. It was convenient. Two things is convenient. One, there's no conflict on their behalf because, well, it's not me doing it, so it's not that big of a deal.
Devin Dawson said because it's a famous artist.
That too. It's convenient. I'm not doing it, so I don't think I have to get involved. And she's alive, and she's you know, she's not dead. So what happens in their head, as long as she's not dead or extremely maimed or pregnant, it's not that big of a deal. And plus, like he said, he's a famous artist. And because he's a famous artist, or he's becoming famous or being well known in the area, where case may be, I don't know how far he was from her at the time, but at the time when he was really building his craft, or where case may be, whether on Spotify, YouTube, or whatever platform he's on, or Tile, is that a thing? Whatever platform he's on, it's too convenient, because if they keep their mouth shut, right, it convenience in two ways. If they keep their mouth shut, they will benefit from it because, well, they held a secret, and 9 times out of 10, if we held a secret, we'll get rewarded for said secret. Or two, if things actually go left, they can say, well, you know, David, we know that you're with that young girl. We can blackmail you. That's usually how that will work, one way or another. Or the third thing is, the third one is, he might be really famous, he might have power and influence, so he might actually hurt us, like he did to Celeste. So that may be the back of their head too.
Devin Dosum said he was blackmailed for cash or something.
He was paying, I don't think all of them, but he was paying her specifically. They said he was paying her specifically not to talk. But I don't know if he was paying all of them, but I know he said he paid at least her. I don't know if he was paying all of them. I don't know if that was mentioned, but I think it was. But it is what it is. It's convenience. This is why in Hollywood bad things happen. This is why do you think majority of all child actors are usually insane? Look what happened to Drake from Drake and Josh. People kept quiet. They knew what was going on, but because they didn't want to lose their stupid job and they want to be blackmailed or blackballed from the industry, their career was more worth someone's life being totally ruined. Why do you think Amanda Bynes crazy? Why do you think Orlando Brown is crazy? Why do you think any young Lizzie Lohan went crazy? Now she's a little better now. She's a lot better now. Look at Britney Spears. She's still posting crazy, insane shit to this day, and she's in her well past her 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like, put that together. Like, and remember, Britney Spears started on the Disney House Club back when she was like literally what, 7, with Justin Timberlake. Or no, not Justin Timberlake. I think it was Ryan Gosling. Or all three of them. I think Ryan Gosling, Justin Timberlake, and Britney Spears was all part of the Disney House of Mouse Clubhouse thing. Back in like 2001 or 94 or something. It was a long time ago. I was just in diapers, I think, or just becoming a kindergarten or some shit. I forgot how old those videos were, but it was super, super old. And now them are crazy. Look at Justin Timberlake now. He's breaking out. He's now crashing out. He's having issues now with DUIs and everything.
Devin Dosum said I wasn't even born and loudly crying face emoji.
So it was a long time ago. And because of people like this keeps happening. Because no one says anything. Because it's too convenient for them to say something because either it's too beneficial or they're too scared. Now, I understand being scared is more of a factor than being rewarded. I get it. I understand. But then again, if these are kids, and when I say kids, I'm talking about like her age 12, 13, 10, or probably even 16, I get it. But if these are people who are grown-ass adults, like 17, 18, because they charge you like 17, let's just be honest, even though 18 is the actual age, most cases they'll charge you pretty well, even at the age of 16. But like, if you're like 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, and you know this is happening, you should be charged. I'm not going to really charge kids per se, but I'm definitely charging the adults that are involved in this. That's wild. That is crazy.
On Spotify or whatever, or they were in some type of jam session back in 2023. More screenshots of David and some girl, I suppose Celeste is somewhere on the video call. Another screenshot here. Here we have video footage posted to Celeste of David, and her interactions and little dates with David and whatnot. Typical shit that girls do to show off their man. Here we have this one post from David saying,
form of punishment for people who were involved.
Yeah, they should be charged. A felony or something. Some type of felony at least. I don't think they should be in prison per se, because I think that's even a little too harsh. But I think they should get it like a felony for this.
Writing this, I got a noti.
Not a misdemeanor, a straight up felony for not reporting this to the authorities. And I hate it when people go through like an assault and they put their whole documentation of what happened to them on Twitter. Shit is stupid. Don't do that. I don't think that works in legal terms if you're trying to get someone in trouble. Don't do that. I hate when people do that stupid shit, and it's stupid as hell. Just because you was assaulted by some person, do not put the whole documentation on fucking Twitter for everyone to see. Give it to the authorities. Because what's going to happen if you put it up there, you not only ruin that person's life because you could be straight up lying and using AI.
Said, nah, he's sick because this man knew better, and yet he still fucking did it.
Yeah, he is. It is, but I blame the parents ultimately for this, like, to a degree. I think 80. I'll say 80%. I'll blame the parents to a degree because, remember, I always say this. In this sense, the vampire can't come in the house unless you let it come in, right? So what that means is, if you don't put the right, door stops from your kids for them not to answer said door to vampire that might come and do things to them, this wouldn't happen. It's the idea of an ounce of prevention is better than a truckload or a pound of cure. So the real cure is preventing it from happening than just having an antidote to it. Because all you're doing is fixing the symptom, not the issue that's happening. So you're cutting off like the literal issue. That's like you're cutting off the rot before you're just taking a medicine to slow it down. You cut the whole arm off.
Said, hi, person.
So that's how that works.
And he said, as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and sister again, quote, take me where I belong. But our circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We gotta push through it, bro.
Hey, Millie.
Obviously, he was talking about Celeste. And, during this entire time, while she was missing, obviously, he was taking care of her. She was likely living with him, or he had her posted up in a hotel room somewhere with everything she could possibly want, right? And here, for one of the last bits of evidence I'm gonna show in this video, because this is kind of getting way too long. Like I said, everything is overwhelming. There's so much overwhelming evidence. Somebody said, allegedly, the people in the server were mostly underage girls, and another user alleged that Celeste had an 18+ tag. The other users were unaware of her true age, allegedly. And somebody said, been trying to expose David since 2023. James Buttergun said he only adds underage girls. Another user said, I know, right? James said, I'm not joking either.
Jolliancher says underage.
The server, oh, bro, a simp, ha ha. Yes, for real, wow. They're also usually 15 to 16 too. What the David's a pedo. Skull emoji times like 7. So yeah, another comment from this verified person on Instagram by the name of Lava Modi. They said David Y, clearly because they knew that they were likely in a relationship. So yeah. And also for the curious, here's the Tesla, right?
Anxious face with sweat emoji.
And so,
Devin
ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below about this entire situation. I'm going to be trying to keep you guys updated about everything related to this case. Honestly, it's twisted, it's messed up, and I still have to process a lot of the information that I just read, because a lot of it is just genuinely crazy. And that's where I'll leave it at. Anyways, you guys already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you never miss a video when I post. And yeah, until next time, everybody, catch you in the next one.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know. That's insane. I don't know what to say to any of that. Well, I already made my piece on that. I already explained it. But I don't know. It's always the famous ones who just blow up too. This reminds me of that moment of like watching, hearing about, what do you call it? Oh, the Stilito guy, the whip, watch me Nene boy. He offed his cousin or something. At the height of his career, it was found out that he took out his cousin.
Millie the sheep said, I'm being fun time Freddy for Halloween and I'm making bonbon right now. Jolly Incher 35 asks he did what?
He offed his cousin. Let me see here.
Devin Dossum said he also. Comey the Goldfish asks what really?
Yep. Why does the bro look
Comey
like
the Goldfish said I don't even know that.
Yeah, he off his brother. I mean brother, his cousin or something. I think it was over an argument or some shit. I said the pilot. What is this? I'm trying to find something. One more thing before.
Millie the Sheep said by Artextric.
Little Millie. Big smiles, Holly. For real? What?
Kofi Streambot said visit Artextric's Kofi page at.
What the hell? Okay, so this is a video on... Oh, wait. Hold on, sorry, my bad. So this is from Mist. He has 21.1 thousand subscribers. They said FDA suddenly shuts down Mr. Beast's Lunchy empire. So something is going around with... well, how old is this? This is 17 hours.
Really
okay.
Argument?
Yeah,
Ain't no such thing as sitting down and talking it out anymore.
No. I guess that died a long time ago.
Discontinued. Some people are noticing.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, the Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay guy who made the song Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay, he offed his cousin. That's why you don't see him anymore. He's in prison.
A lot of stores are discontinuing Lunchly and not wanting to sell it anymore.
Logan Paul using the birth of his new baby to promote Lunchly. Even though he did get approval from the Rizzler and the Hawk Tuah girl, Lunchly failing just really felt inevitable. The price even being reduced to $1.44.
This, with recent scandals within their own personal brands, has led many to call Lunchly a grift, arguing that they're using their power as influencers to deceive kids into purchasing unhealthy products in order to line their own pocket.
Products like Lunchly be banned. Finally, Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and KSI are facing their business empires crumbling. This might be the last nail in the coffin of their shady scam. Finally, Lunchly, the Kits brand, got discontinued and may even be banned across the whole of America and Europe. Yes, you heard that right. For a long time, by hiding their sales and revenue numbers, Mr. Beast and Logan Paul made a lot of money by scamming people with their Lunchly Kits product under the shadow of Prime Hydration.
Bro, I tell you something. I never trust this might sound hypocritical on my behalf, but I'm gonna just call it for what it is. I never trust YouTubers when they try to sell me something to a degree. Like, when I say sell me something, I'm talking about like food and or clothes, because I never see anyone wear YouTube merch.
Comey the Goldfish said, well, not surprised.
I never see anyone wear YouTube merch. At all. At all.
Jolly Incher 35 said same here.
And like what's wild to me is like, okay, so like let's use Matt Pat for example for those who know who the Game Theorist is. I think he's retired now, but like from the Game Theory YouTube channel. But at the time of his like one of his highest moments, I think they hit a certain milestone and he did the Five Nights at Freddy's Game Theory pajama thing. Like it's like a onesie pajama thing. To me, I thought that's something that makes sense to buy.
Incha 35 said, I see them wear it, but not online very often. Face with raised eyebrow emoji, person shrugging emoji, female sign emoji.
Like, I see them, I can see that selling because you don't have to wear that in public, right? You're wearing it at home. So most kids are going to buy it because they love Five Nights or whatever the case may be. Or even just likes the Game Theory or whatever the case may be, whatever the... But I see that selling more than... y'all buying a literal shirt with Logan Paul's, like, you know, shirts in public, or even the Game Theorist clothes in public, or even Markiplier's clothes in public, or even PewDiePie. But for some odd reason, I have never seen anyone wear YouTuber merch in public at all. Not once. At all. Not once. but I believe y'all will wear them if they are more like discreet in the sense of like a pajamas, a boxers, underwear, or something like that. That makes sense to me because you won't get ridiculed for watching a YouTube channel and buying their merch. Because I think people get clowned on for buying for buying YouTube merch, especially if the YouTuber is considered cringe or hated, like Logan Paul here.
Right now,
So like when they say buy Lunchy, I don't know any kid personally that I know says I buy Logan Paul's Lunchy. I know it exists at stores, but I don't see anyone buying them.
I've seen someone wear Technoblade merch.
Technoblade merch? For real? What the fuck?
He is not waiting or being fooled anymore. Orders are coming in to stop selling the product in any kind of store. So will Lunchly be permanently banned or not? Let's keep watching until the end. You may have heard many times before that Lunchly was discontinued, but this time it's not just a rumor, it's an official report. A lot of creators and social media users are jumping on the controversy surrounding this issue. Here, a creator also spoke about what's actually going on.
Lunchly has been discontinued. Some people are noticing that a lot of stores are discontinuing Lunchly and not wanting to sell it anymore, which makes sense because a lot of people have been reporting that the cheese in their Lunchly has been disgusting and moldy. I'm not gonna lie, this is really bad for Lunchly, and I think eventually it's just going to be discontinued from all stores because I'm pretty sure the FDA doesn't like it when you sell moldy cheese to people, especially children. The reason that the cheese gets moldy in Lunchly isn't actually because there's no preservatives in it. It's because the packaging is made with this really cheap glue that wears away and makes the plastic not stick to the top of the packaging. So air gets in and it gets moldy.
And it's not just one scam project. As you know, 3 big names with huge fame were involved in rigging people. Behind the scenes, they were taking money straight from people's pockets with this shady meal, especially targeting kids. So just imagine why it shouldn't be banned. Some people are even defending MrBeast right now, saying this product and his reputation were ruined by Logan Paul and KSI. But the truth is, when those 3 shady scammers are on one team, there's no good or bad. All 3 are equally shady in this scam.
I thought he was going to get fully under the radar after the whole Lunchly thing. Why? Did you see like all the shit around it?
Yeah, but
and then he
also
can just say,
brought them more attention.
He can literally just be like, okay, I'm MrBeast.
No one actually hates MrBeast. Everyone hates on Logan and KSI.
But even still, they can hate on them all they want. It literally makes no difference because it's a company. All that they're doing is bringing more and more attention to this company, and the majority of people will still be like, no, I'll still buy it.
I agree with this opinion, because let's be real, what is MrBeast really doing? Making donations and charity events every few days is just a tactic to grab attention. Meanwhile, he's actually promoting all of his products, including Lunchly. That's their strategy, and when people talk about Logan Paul or KSI, focusing on their shady brands, it doesn't really matter who's good or bad. But now, with all the exposure coming out, Lunchly's sales have dropped to almost nothing. No one is buying it, and even the remaining stock is becoming impossible to sell.
SC getting a bunch of backlash. This didn't help either. Logan Paul using the birth of his new baby to promote Lunchly. Even though he did get approval from the Rizzler and the Hawk to a girl, Lunchly failing just really felt inevitable. The price even...
I kind of noticed there's this thing on TikTok where someone will be shaking or doing some type of annoying movement, and they'll make that their thing. There's a dude who wears headphones, he wears glasses, and he kind of does this thing where he shakes with his hands. I think most of you have ran to his video before. He kind of screams at the camera by giving news of what's going on in like pop culture wise, something either insane, disparaging, or something cool. And he'll be shaking in his room with his gaming headphones on and like talking to us by screaming, by making it more than what it is. I kind of noticed that's a thing now on TikTok. This dude's doing the same thing. Difference is he's not screaming, he's just pointing but shaking his fingers. It's fucking weird.
Being reduced to $1.44. Response from Logan Paul, MrBeast, and Kessie has been nothing.
That's exactly what's happening, and it was expected. Prime Hydration lost almost all of its money, with sales dropping by 90%, making Logan Paul almost cry. They thought they could bounce back in the shadow of Prime Hydration, but now Lunchly is actually facing the consequences of their shady tactics. Even now, a lot of people are saying that MrBeast, Logan Paul, and KSI actually rigged people by targeting children. It's now fully exposed.
Vegetables and Prime have already been under fire for health concerns, and Lunchly was quickly revealed to be chocked full of GMOs and unhealthy seed oils. Body this with recent scandals.
Well, when you make something like Lunchly look like something for Lunchables for kids, well, who do you think they're targeting? They're not targeting grown-ass adults who's going to work. Because grown-ass adults or adults that's going to work is either going to buy a Subway, they're going to buy some food at their lunch break, or they have a lunch that's like bigger than the whole Lunchly anyway. So like, who do you think they wasn't targeting? They was targeting kids from day one. Like, it's not even like, the packaging looks like Lunchables. Like, what the fuck? How do you not know it's not for... It's fucking stupid.
We need to call Lunchly a grift, arguing that they're using their power as influencers to deceive kids into purchasing unhealthy products in order to line their own pockets. An influencer marketing strategy that looked foolproof on paper has actually crashed the product's reputation before it even hit the shelves.
So I think it's definitely deserved for Logan Paul, Mr. Beast, and even KSI. They were rigging people day after day in the name of being big influencers, making billions for themselves. But at the end of the day, it's just karma. What they're facing now is exactly what they deserve. So after all the controversy, Logan Paul and Mr. Beast still haven't publicly revealed how much money they made from Lunchly, even though they hyped it everywhere, just like they did with Prime Hydration. Now things are getting even more concerning. It turns out Lunchly was actually targeting kids globally as a new way to promote Prime Hydration. Yes, you heard that right.
No shit!
Prime Hydration water inside the Lunchly pack. As people started digging deeper into Logan Paul's shady business tactics, Mr. Beast's overall businesses, including Lunchly, reportedly generated over $400 million in sales last year, according to Bloomberg. But keep in mind, that number includes all of his ventures, like Feastables and his video production company, not just Lunchly. Still, just imagine, if that's the total, it's pretty reasonable to guess that Lunchly alone could have brought in around $80 to $100 million. That's a massive number, especially for a product that's now being called out for health concerns and possibly scamming people. Can you even imagine that? That's likely why Logan Paul and Mr. Beast kept their actual sales data hidden. Everyone's already turning away from Prime Hydration after realizing how much money it made off kids, and if people find out Lunchly did the same, it could be even worse. So as you know, to promote their own business, Logan Paul, KSI, and Mr. Beast publicly humiliated the Lunchables brand. Even on live camera, they acted like their product was something that came from heaven.
Start off with the Lunchables.
Bro, I'm sorry, that's trash. Alright, now we're trying.
I know that. Wait, this is weird because if they're doing a video on Lunchables and making fun of it or making it sound like it tastes like ass, isn't that a direct attack on the company? Like, isn't that like a weird slanderish thing to do? Can't they not like sue them? Because it says it tastes like trash, and they're not a competitor, or like an influencer who's just they're a competitor towards Lunchable. So doesn't Lunchable have some form of like legal means to say, hey, you're slandering our shit? That's not fair against us, given that you're a literal direct competitor, saying that our shit are trash. You have no proof it is, just because you say it is, and a lot of kids are watching it, which are a high kids fan base, that can make us lose money in the process. So therefore, we could sue you for that or something. Something like that. Now the difference between, like, say, McDonald's or Burger King making a comparison to their competitor is that they have the factual evidence of what's in the burger or what's in the food and why is unhealthy or why is healthy or whatever the case may be. If you have stated facts on that, they can't sue you what's in it, right? But when you just say it's ass and it's terrible as a competitor, that doesn't look good on your behalf. I don't think so.
This was a total disrespect to another brand, and honestly,
yeah,
that's the real character of Logan Paul and
yeah,
KSI.
that's kind of crazy.
High quality food, but they still go around disrespecting others just to make money.
That's crazy.
Scamming people with hype. So after all these days of criticism and even consumer reports, Lunchly now faces the chance of being banned by the authorities. Yes, Lunchly is nowadays being discontinued in all stores and may even be banned completely. And why not? When all the big experts are exposing its ingredients and the FDA is testing it, why should a shady brand survive in America just because it has big names behind it? People's health and money have value. You can hear from these experts how reckless the ingredients used in the Lunchly product really are.
So if someone was to make a healthy meal kit for kids, I would find that incredibly valuable. And in looking in the comparison, I'd be most interested in calories, which they have, protein, which they have, sugar, which they have, saturated fat, which is missing, and sodium, which is not only missing, but replaced by electrolytes. And unlike all the other macros, is only labeled potassium, and only in the Prime bottle in the kit, comparing it to the Capri Sun in the Lunchables. This is a pretty weird marketing choice to label electrolytes in food products. It's such a strange choice.
Most experts are saying that even after testing both products in the lab, they didn't find Lunchly to be any better than Lunchables in terms of health.
We tested these kits just like we did Lunchables. We found no reason to call them healthier and found similar concerning levels of lead to those we found in other lunch kits.
So at the end of the day, what we're seeing is that fame, money, and influence don't make anyone untouchable. Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and KSI thought they could keep scamming people, hiding sales numbers and targeting kids behind flashy names and charity stunts. But now the truth is out. Lunchly is discontinued, stores are refusing to sell it, and authorities, including the FDA, are taking serious action. People's trust and health aren't tools for billion-dollar schemes. And this is exactly the price of shady tactics. For years they made billions while acting untouchable, but exposure doesn't lie. No amount of fame can erase the consequences when a scam like this is fully revealed. So let this be a lesson. No matter how big or popular you are, if you cheat, exploit, and mislead people, especially vulnerable ones like kids, the fallout will find you. And right now, that's exactly what's happening to these three. It's a clear reminder that accountability always comes, and sometimes it hits harder than anyone expects. In the end, the story of Lunchly isn't just about a product being discontinued. It's about exposing a pattern of deception, greed, and recklessness. And for those who thought they could get away with it, the world is finally watching.
So that's that. I'll do one more video, then we go play game. I'll do one more video, but it has to be relatively short. It can't be too long. We'll do a Watch Mojo. Forget it.
Ryuga Samurai said gotcha.
Because I took too long to get on earlier, so I'm sorry about that, everyone. I didn't mean to take so long to get on. Tesla will be canceled today for what they did then. Okay, this is 10 minutes. Let's knock this out. Actually, better yet, I should do an Hold on.
I come back to haunt you. You know what I'm going to say, right?
No. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for famous people who wouldn't survive cancel culture today. These public figures have a relatively good standing with the public, but their past behavior would not fly now.
The scandal continued to haunt Jerry Lee for 4 long years.
Gwen Stefani, back in the...
I'm gonna hold this off.
Hi, Pajama said I'm back.
We're gonna watch this one. This is more important anyway. Knowing what celebrity's done is not that important. We'll watch this instead. Hold up. Yeah, we'll make this the thing. View device. No, not this. X this out. Go to here. There you go.
Welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles. I'm going to talk about this manga ban, this Texas manga ban, the Texas censorship bill, and apparently there are some retailers that are pulling the original Dragon Ball manga off the shelves, and I'm thinking it's because Bulma's panties and Goku's Dragon Balls. I'm thinking. So we're gonna talk about this, and then we're gonna talk about the manga ban in Texas. I don't think we've really talked about it a whole lot. I think we did 1 or 2 videos, and I think it's kind of important to talk about this now because of everything that's going on with Steam and itch and games being banned. And look, if you're not into this kind of stuff, that's fine, really. But the problem with these bans is that media that is not necessarily offensive or offending, or even the media that was intended to be targeted, a lot of times gets caught up in the net, right? When there's all kinds of censorship, and as I understand it, the Texas bill was supposed to deal specifically with CP and like AI generated
I'm drawing.
CP,
What are you doing?
and
Pay
people
attention.
have again, cast a wider net. Now we've got anime and manga getting caught up in it too. And people are also self-censoring. The law is not saying that they have to get rid of Dragon Ball, but they're doing it preemptively. And again, not understanding the law, what it actually says, or they're afraid that they don't want to have any of that kind of stuff, or maybe they're just looking for an excuse. I don't know. But this happened with Steam and Itch too, where the payment processors said that they were not responsible for some of the games that got pulled, just the platforms were doing it, taking it upon themselves. They call it the chilling effect. We'll talk about the chilling effect, and we'll see if people are massively overreacting to this. Before we get into it any further,
Hi, Pajama Mask said, are you
culture
talking?
news, views, and rants, guys.
No.
Go out to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com. Speaking of censorship, YouTube is up to some shenanigans, and there are a lot of YouTube channels that are getting caught up in this. That they're not notifying you of new videos. And I've noticed that even with our videos, they were pretty consistent. We had some videos that wouldn't perform quite as well as others. But we're talking, every time we upload, it's a 50-50 chance if people are going to see it, react to it. Sometimes we get normal views, for us. Other times
Eva Gamer Boy said, is he sleepy face emoji?
Under 8
His
or
character
10,000
is sleeping face with tears of joy
in the last
emoji.
couple of weeks, since YouTube rolled out this stupid AI age verification thing. And it's gonna play havoc with a lot of channels. I think I'm gonna be honest. I think a lot of YouTubers are gonna pack it in after this year if this continues, because it's not gonna be sustainable. If you don't get seen, what's the point of doing it, right? I mean, you just at that point just go
The
in
irony
and
in this is
knock
that
yourself out.
if this keeps happening and a bunch of YouTubers jump off, like literally jump off the platform, it's going to kill YouTube almost instantly. Because what's going to happen is when the corpos come in and start putting their stupid news and CNN and NBC and all them start moving over here, they're going to die off anyway pretty fast, faster than TV. Because what held up YouTube is the people who are not corporate, most cases. Not the people who are like Hollywood or CNN,
L02 said
all
duck
them.
emoji.
So most likely
Eva
they're
Gamer
all
Boy
going to
said,
just die
"So what
off.
are you drawing, boy, new moon face emoji?"
So that's usually what that is. So we're doing an animation.
Home and go take a day job someplace else.
Okay.
And just call it a day. I
Pajama
think a lot
Mask
of people
said,
will.
"Can you make the
I'm gonna be
background
honest.
stop
Maybe
talking?"
that's the purpose of it.
No.
That's the
Gamer Boy
reason that
asks,
YouTube is
duck
doing what they're
emoji.
doing right now, is they're trying
Let me see
to
here.
make it as uncomfortable for people as possible, so those pesky YouTubers
L02 said
get out
duck
of the way and
emoji.
make more room for AI slop, the shorts, the ridiculous cat animations or whatever the hell's getting all kinds of views.
Eva Gamer Boy said
they
face
don't get
orange
paid much
biting
for those
nails.
at all. I mean, I know people that have shorts channels that get 100 million views a month, 100 million views a month, and they make like $3,000, $4,000. It's ridiculous.
How do you get those numbers
Anyway.
though? Like I don't know. I've been using Shorts for a while. It's easy to get a few thousand views, but like I can never pass that initial number. Like what the fuck?
Let's talk about this again. Go out to news.clownfishtv.com. So Niche Gamer had it, and we haven't talked about Niche Gamer in a while. Actually, good site, one of my favorite gaming sites. I think you guys should check out Niche Gamer.
Eva Gamer Boy said,
Dragon
"Are you
Ball
trying
and
to
more
animate?"
pulled from shelves amid Texas censorship bill. We'll talk about this bill.
L02
I am
said
not
algorithm.
in Texas. I am not in Florida.
No, I don't think it's
We are in,
algorithm. I think it's just quality of work.
We're in the Pennsylvania wilds. Well, actually not. We're right outside Pittsburgh, but whatever. So it's a very different climate here. It's very blue climate here compared to these red states. But this is pretty interesting stuff, this ban. I know a lot of people were freaking out about it. Japan was freaking out about it. Retailers were already reacting to a recent Texas bill by pulling manga from shelves, including issues of Dragon Ball. This is the SB 20. The bill appears to have noble intentions, with language going after generative AI being used to create material
L02
which
said, "I can already tell the animation is going to be sick."
Again, that was the
Hopefully, we'll see.
Eva Gamer Boy said, "I'd to draw how to learn as newbie slightly smiling face emoji."
If you're a newbie and you want to learn how to draw from me, my tutorials are there. The playlist is somewhere in there, my YouTube channel. I was supposed to post a video today, but that didn't get done because I'm still working on the video. So therefore, I'm out here doing this. Once this video is over, we're gonna go play Hollow Knight Silk Song in a bit. So just let everyone know, as soon as this video is over, we're gonna go play video games on YouTube and TikTok, Twitch, and I think Trovo. But just to be clear, if you're trying to learn or trying to improve, you can always go to my YouTube videos if you want to learn that. But if you want to be an actual student, you have to be a paying member. For a paying member, gets access to me by the sense of asking me questions outside stream. I help you and I give you videos on what to look for on whatever you're working on, whether it be a character design, it's an anatomy problem, perspective problem, whatever the case may be. So there you go.
Use AI to create CP, material. And now we're like, oh yeah, well, Dragon Ball's got
Freeze said hi.
Ding dong in it. So we gotta get
what's
rid
up
of
to
that,
Freeze?
too.
What's going on,
However,
bro?
the
How you
bill
been?
also includes vague references to cartoons. As previously reported, there's plenty of manga and anime which could hypothetically run afoul of this bill, while anime featuring fan service or violence, sexual violence, such as Goblin Slayer, are obvious targets. Retro anime, which features casual nudity, is also a chopping block for anyone familiar. It's a running gag in the original Dragon Ball for Goku to run around naked. Yeah, in 1986, right? Goku's running around with his Dragon Balls hanging out, and nobody really thought much of it because in Japan, it's not that big of a deal for kids to run around naked. I mean, they've got public bathhouses, for crying out loud. It's not, a
said,
huge
I'm so
deal,
sleepy,
and it's
sleeping
not
face emoji.
sexual. Actually, I think a lot of people, older people especially, probably think it's funny. But we can't do that anymore because
Eva Gamer Boy said it's 4 a.m. in my country. Skull emoji.
Anyway, I'm gonna get myself in trouble the more I keep talking. They'll be like, "What? You want kids to run around?" No, I do not.
Oh, sorry to hear that, bro.
Saying,
should get some sleep.
We've made everything
Eva Gamer
creepy
Boy
now
said sorry 5 a.m.
because of creeps. As a result, at least one retailer made the decision to pull these earlier volumes from shelves and be more restrictive on what he will allow customers to order. So let's see here. Who is this? This is valleycentral.com. Let's go to this original story here.
L027 tip that I have is when you scroll on Pinterest, don't just scroll on Pinterest and do nothing but gather inspiration and references for drawing.
They said SB20
yeah, you can do that.
defines obscene as the average person applying contemporary community standards that would find that taken as a whole appeals to the prurient interest in sex, patently offensive representations or descriptions of acts taken as a whole, lacks serious literary, artistic, political, and scientific value. Well, I think Dragon Ball, would actually be fine because Dragon Ball is one of the most popular manga series of all time. And as far as pop culture is concerned, I think the earlier stuff especially would be considered of historical significance. Legislators sought to stay ahead of the changing pace of technology by outlawing images of children in those kinds of situations generated by AI.
Or what lawmakers can do to save both anime and this nonsense is just not give AI to the public. Why is that not a thing? Like, think that to yourself.
Hyperjomama said, why is the time 12.m?
So think about that to yourself in that sense. If you just take away the AI, there's no manufacturer's CP. Artists don't have to worry about losing their jobs or losing their livelihoods to a degree. They don't have to compete with a robot. People's art's not being accused of using AI or being stolen. It just solves a lot of problems. How about just take the fucking AI away? Just outlaw it.
Ryuga Samurai said that's too much work, apparently.
I guess so. Too much work. You're right, Bri. It's too much work. Like, it solves so many problems. One, anime doesn't have to be banned to a degree in Texas or anywhere. The CP is gone by default. People don't have to lose their livelihoods or jobs or have to worry about competing with a fucking robot that probably will do a better job in them in the next probably 5 to 10 years. In the creative space, I'm saying. And then companies don't have to sue Midjourney, like Disney and Paramount and Warner Brothers don't have to sue Midjourney because people are using their IPs. I'm more worried about the actual freaking fact that AI is becoming more advanced. That's inevitable that's coming, because what I just proposed probably solves a lot of problems. And I think the only thing is like, give the AI to the military or the medical field. Maybe even law enforcement, but like, that's it. That's literally it. That's it. It should be made for businesses, law enforcement, the military, and medical field. That's it. It should not be in the entertainment space for movies, video games, none of that. Now, I understand some people might disagree with me because it might help with grunt work to a degree when you're like a developer or even an animator with grunt work where certain things are very annoying to deal with. I get that. And that's a gray area to a degree.
Hi, Pajama Ma said I want to sleep, but this is too entertaining.
Like, it's a gray area to a degree, but I understand why some of them may want that, but I can understand why a lot of people won't, because it causes problems.
Said, and I want to learn how to draw.
If you want to learn how to draw, you can go to my playlist. I have tutorials there that are pretty updated. You can see some of my old stuff or my new stuff. But if you want to be a student, you gotta be either a YouTube member or a Patreon member or a Buy Me a Coffee member. Once you become a student, you can get direct access from me if you want help. Let me see. Like, I've heard people say they want AI working like in dangerous jobs, but question is, could the bot follow the... Well, that's a good question. Can it follow the OSHA standards? That's a good question. That's a good question. I think even I think even the bot should be in food too. I mean, the AI should be in food.
Said Discord account foxes are.
So, it is what it is. And descriptions in the thing too.
So this is Kaboom Comics. Okay, Kaboom Comics. When I first heard it was against AI generating inappropriate stuff like that. By all means, doesn't need to do that. Yeah, it's going to affect things that we had no intention in that way whatsoever, said the manager of Kaboom Comics. So yeah, they're getting rid of Dragon Ball probably. Yeah, he said they've already pulled some volumes of Dragon Ball from the shelves due to concerns that the main character had been shown naked as a child in early issues. He said the depictions are very rare in earlier issues, and he believes it was done for comedic effect. Yes, he felt it was better not to have on the shelves to be on the safe side. Well, that's the thing, yeah, because you don't know. There's the intention of the law and the letter of the law, and then you've got people that are gonna, try to get you in trouble.
Kofi Streambot said visit Artextric's Kofi page at.
You know what's irony about that? I think he's only seen naked like 1 or 3 times. For comedic effect.
Bot Rick's official said be a support hero today by using commands like /donation.
So that's what makes that funny. And then I don't know.
The law, even if you're not violating the law, and I can see his point. I mean, I can see his point. I mean, if they've got this law against depictions of kids in those situations, and you've got that on your shelves, somebody's gonna pick it up and be like, hey, what's up with the CP here? You've got you must be in the kiddie stuff, right? Because you have
This is definitely a Taurus. That is definitely a Taurus right there speaking.
You have a 40-year-old issue of Dragon Ball on your shelves. So this is coming from Texas Public Radio. Is that NPR? They have any money left? I love this picture because this is this is basically a Comic-Con at this point. Could the new Texas law make some types of anime illegal? Fans worry it's possible under SB 20. They said in Texas, more than 830 new state laws went into effect on Monday. This would have been September 1st. From healthcare.
Oh shit! I just realized. Safety. Hold on. My bad. Hold on. I just realized what was happening. Why they keep asking that question. There it is in the corner. There it is.
And they said nearly all these laws will touch every aspect of people's lives in ways big and small. Sometimes new laws can also bring about some unintended questions that lawmakers may not have considered when they originally pushed a bill through to the legislature.
Mama said tourist
So
from
Senate
video
Bill
or tours in real life.
20, which is designed to crack down on
Both.
AI-generated child pornography in Texas. The law passed earlier this year with overwhelming bipartisan support. Now that's on the books, some are wondering, did Texas just open the door to making anime illegal? Yeah, potentially, some of it. I mean, yeah, some of it, because people aren't going to discriminate, right? They're going to be like, oh, well, dicey pictures of kids or characters that look like kids, we're going to have to get rid of all that. Like, you know, make her look like a, you know, she looks too young, make her look like a 43-year-old chain smoker, and you're good, right? So over Labor Day weekend, thousands gathered in San Antonio for the annual San Japan Anime and Gaming Convention. The mood was jubilant. This year, there was
That's the
also
point of the video. It's a reaction.
Senate Bill 20. The new law takes aim at AI pornography and creates a felony offense for the promotion of obscene visual material that appears to depict a child younger than 18 years old, whether it's an actual photo, AI generated images, or a cartoon animation. Texas Public Radio spoke to a convention goer who identified himself as lame due to the sensitive nature of the subject. I completely understand, and I'm against minor, CP. I don't think any reasonable person would be for it. No. He's one of many fans who is wondering if anime could run afoul of the new law. Yes. The popular animation style originates in Japan, often features characters who have childlike qualities. A swear officer, she told me she was 432 years old. I know she looks 8, but I swear she's
See, this is why I don't draw Lolly. This is the very reason why Lolly is a problem. it's too on the nose. Like, I don't know how people can say you look like a child when you have big busting like titties and wide hips and everything that looks like a grown ass 20-year-old. I don't know how people make that distinction how it looks like a kid. But when it comes to like the lollies have little to no titties, their frame is so skinny and frail, and somehow like you the age thing, like, oh, she's 1 billion years old, officer. She looks 8 and she acts 8 doesn't mean she's 8. I'm like, bro, no, this is not how it's gonna like. Like, I get the big busty bitches where they look busty. I don't know how you can't make that distinction how it looks like a kid. But when it looks like a lolly, when it looks like, come on, dude. Jesus Christ.
Princess, she's 432 years old. It said there's a fine line you have to walk with it, because especially in anime and video game culture, there's a lot of sexualization of women, which is free speech. Yeah, well, that's the thing. The goalpost is going to keep getting moved, right? He noted he's a First Amendment advocate, but he gets why the legislators wanted to put a stop to people creating imagery appearing to show this the bill was authored by Pete Flores, a Republican. They had to make sure you knew that. In passing it earlier this year, Texas Republicans and Democrats agreed that protecting children was a critical priority.
Then to solve the fucking problem, do not have these people use real images type AI shit.
Pajama said goodbye.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. Later, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Do not give it to the public. Jesus Christ, it's not that hard to figure that one out.
See, here's the problem. I said, yeah, in politics, we run into what we call the law of unintended consequences. One of those unintended consequences is what you do with AI.
It's like you're making, like, what's irony about this is like this is equivalent to Eri on My Hero Academia. She has the power to reverse people's bodies and shit. She's a walking what's the right word? She's a walking
Pajama said, can AI translate Japanese?
Yes, it can translate Japanese to English, English to Japanese. Actually, quite frank, AI can make you can be speaking Japanese right now, and it can refer to your voice to English.
Because I talk like that.
So, like, the problem is like this is like like it's like she's a walking. What's the word? She's like some form of error. Oh my god, like a obvious error that no one they just ignoring. She has the power to reverse your body or like your quirk. She can go up to All Might and reverse his shit and he'll be All Might again. She can reverse your whole like being young. She can make him into young All Might before his incident with fucking All for One. But we're just pretending that that's not a thing. She did the same thing with Mirio. She didn't cure him. She just reversed him having his powers back before whatever happened to him before. She's a big plot hole. She's a plot hole. But we're choosing to keep the thing on record for everyone to use, knowing that there's a lot of people who have ill intentions to use it. So instead of just taking it away, you're just putting rules on people who's being fucked with. Like what? Like it's doing more harm than good. Just literally take it away. Outlaw it. Anyone using AI imagery should be charged instantly. So there's no problem with this.
Hyperjomama said it just cut out everything English word.
So it's just wild.
Concept or idea of child or of CP. Can I say that on YouTube now? I don't know what I can say on YouTube now.
Hyperjomama said except English word.
Video anyway. Particularly if you're creating images that are, say, anime, and I think that's where we're going to run into problems. So because people don't know, they said you're opening the door for more banning. Yep, that's true. And they might just ban anime altogether because, you know, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? Just ban all of it. Everybody who looks 12, just ban all of it. I don't know. I mean, this is kind of what happened with video games, too, with Steam and itch. Now, the payment processors said that they did not make Steam and itch pull down a lot of games, adult games, but they did it on their own because they didn't know what they could and couldn't do. That is, you know, the payment processors trying to pass the buck on to, well, or not pass the buck on to Steam and itch, right? So yeah, I mean, people are going to kind of freak out, and at the end of the day, you have a business to run.
Yes, keep on English because we don't know if you're saying something unhinged.
That business, you're going to make decisions based on that, and I don't think this guy who pulled Dragon Ball off the shelves, given the law being passed, I don't know if he's in the wrong here because we don't know how it's going to play, right? Like here in Pennsylvania, they have skill games, right? Skill games, which are a plague because they call them video games. And when you go to a place that supposedly has video games, it's all these stupid digital slot machines, and they're all over the place. They're like it's a menace, but they're like all over the place, right? And some towns and counties are actually imposing fines on these machines, like a licensing fee. Like you have to pay like $500 a year and then a percentage, you know, to the state or whatever.
I honestly believe that we make things much difficult. Bro, stop talking in Japanese. Please stop. If you don't stop talking Japanese, we'll have to ban you because we don't know if you're saying something insane and I can't speak Japanese. Please stop. That's our final warning. Or my mods will ban you. Please do not. I don't want to ban you. Please stop writing Japanese. I don't know what you're saying. Anyway, so the problem here is this, is that
Hyperjomima said okay.
Let's see here. It's not an attack on you. I'm just saying we don't know what you're saying because you could be saying some unhinged shit we don't know. And then YouTube gets mad at me and then saying that I had someone saying hateful rhetoric in my shit and I get in trouble. I'm not doing that.
Hyperjomima said fine.
Alright. So let me see here. For all I know, you're probably saying nice things. I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying I don't know. So I can't, because people lie, so I can't distinguish. I wish I can speak Japanese. I'm still learning, but like I can't hold like a conversation, much less read a sentence. So I know some hiragana, but anyway. So let's see here. I think as Westerners, we make things difficult than we make it. Just take it away. Just don't take away the anime. It's been here before. Like, why take away something that's been here since like literally 1940s?
Colette said whoa.
Compared to like something that just came in the last 6 years now. Get rid of the thing that's 6 years if it's causing that much trouble. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of the fucking AI. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
The town, which I think is, you know, sounds like the mafia gets their cut. Actually, I think a lot of these machines are, you know, yeah, they're associated with the mob. But that's a whole nother thing. But I know the language in some of those laws, it could easily read to include, or you could interpret it to include,
Pajama Ma said, I am
video
doing
games,
on
arcade
stuff.
machines, and gaming PCs, and pinball tables, any electronic gaming device, because they're not really clear on the language. Like they're not saying, oh, it has to be an electronic gambling device. They're just like, oh, electronic video devices or whatever that people have to pay for or pay to play. And I'm pretty sure I read that there was a pizza parlor that had a bunch of arcade machines.
Which mod is here? Brian, are you here, or Mike, are you here?
Pinball tables, and they got rid of them because they were gonna charge them like $500 a pop. That they were really concerned about that because they're like, wait a minute, we got pinball tables, we got arcade machines, we don't have any gambling devices, but you're gonna charge us. You know,
oh, you already did it. Never mind.
Register these electronic gaming devices, and so they just got rid of everything because they weren't exactly sure about it, and they're like,
good job, bro.
Safe and sorry, so we're just gonna sell off all the equipment.
Good job. I didn't have to say anything. Good job, bro.
That's what's gonna happen. I think a lot of people are going to self-censor. Again, the chilling effect, they're going to self-censor because they don't want to run afoul of it. They're trying to run their comic shop, they're trying to run their business, and they're going to just be like, I don't even want to deal with this. So
I have the best mods ever.
Okay, there's Goku's pee-pee. We're going to get rid of that one because I don't know what... Oh, this one over here, this girl looks 12. Yeah, even though it says she's 432, yeah, let's get rid of that one too because I don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, there is going to be a lot of self-censoring, but interesting stuff, right? We live in interesting times.
Ryu the Samurai said, "Or stop hit you."
I'm reading the headlines now. I'm going out to Twitter. I'm seeing you know, some of the news going on in the world this week, last week, and yeah, it's crazy out there. So that honestly.
All right, so what we're gonna do, we have one more pose, but I'm not gonna do it today. I'll do it next time when I'm on. But we have one more pose left, and then what we're gonna do, we'll do the last pose next time I'm on, and then I'm going to import these. Hopefully, I can import these into Rough Animator, and then we're going to see how it looks, and then well, these are the more of the key poses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this will be 6, like 6 key poses. And then from the key poses that we have, we're gonna put the in-between poses in, so it works in more smoothly, and then we'll learn our way through because it looks a little bit more. I think this is how I'm gonna do it because this makes it easy for me to keep it a lot more clean, and all I have to do is just retrace everything, if possible, or just I just have to retrace everything as is, and it'll be a lot cleaner, and then we'll see how the animation looks, and if it looks good, then this might be my process. I do it in Clip Studio Paint, import them, retrace everything, and then make it work, and then put the in-betweens between that or so. Remember, this is all just for practice. I'm not claiming this to be technically mine. I'm doing this for purposes, so I can get used to how to, you know, do the animation to get the A to B and make it look reasonable, right? Because it's already an animator posted something similar to this up here. So I'm trying to see what he's doing and understand how he did it. So if I can get the understanding, I can apply it to my own works and do more fun stuff instead of always doing animatics. I think animatics is fun and all, but like this is a lot more engaging. People will watch. I think people will watch animation more than they watch an animatic because animation is a lot more engaging. It's a lot more interesting to look at. Because even if you don't know what's going on, if the animation is smooth and fun, people will look at it just for curiosity moments. But when it's an animatic, I think it's like 50-50 unless you know what the niche is or what's going on or the overall simplification of what the meme is. So if I can get it to look more smooth as I go and keep it consistent, which is my two problems: consistency of the lines, and then smoothness. If we can get that to work, then we will be in a better place animating, and I think we can pull some real numbers if we get the animation working. And if I can get the animation working, get it really good, then we can definitely move on to like VTubing, because I know VTubing has a form of animation that works. I think it's more like puppeteering, and I don't think that's going to be as problematic. If I want to add something or something to the animation, I can just draw it out and know how to keyframe it and all that stuff. So that's pretty much what this whole segment is about, is to understand how to get the right flow of things and just get the workflow. After doing this for a while, I may not even need Clip Studio Paint anymore. At that point, doing the animation, I can do the animations within Rough Animator, or a case may be. So yeah, there we go. All right, so with that said, I'm gonna stop it from here. The video's done. All that great stuff. We'll watch this. We're gonna go play some Hollow Knight. I want to finish the game as fast as possible, but it's taking me longer because I have such other things to do. I was gonna play it anyway this morning, but I was like, I had other things. So with that said, have a great night, guys. For those who are not here for the video game stuff, we're gonna go play a game. I'll be back in like 5 to 10 minutes. All that great stuff, and I'll talk to you in the next one for those who are only here for the art. But if you're here for the gaming, I'll see you in 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys in a few. There, guys.